A drawing template is broadly divided into two main parts. Its first part is the sheet and second part is the template itself. Now, the sheet contains information like title block, borders, and other visual settings, and the template itself contains settings like drawing unit, the drawing standard, the precision value, line weight, font style, and other things. Now, we will explore both the things in detail. So, first, let's just start with a completely new drawing. So I'll click on new, and here I'll start with a template which we created in the previous example, which is SourceCAD template. Now click OK, and that's just going to take you to the default SourceCAD template, which we have already created. Like so. So here, as you can see, well, first let me just go to this model view and cancel it out. Well, as you can see, we have the default views that we created. We also have a title block. Now, if you want to modify the title block, then you need to right click in the blank area and select edit sheet format. And this is where we entered the sheet mode. Now this area, this entire thing where title block can be modified is the sheet. But as soon as you exit out of this, you are entering the template. So as you can see, this sheet is a thing which is built inside a template, and you can save both the things separately. So far, we have discussed the method of saving this entire template, which contains sheet as well. But we can actually save this sheet with only the title block and the border. So why do we need that? Why do we need a sheet format to be saved separately? Well, consider this situation. I'll exit out of this, and now I want to add a new sheet in our drawing. So we have sheet 1 here. Let's say we want to add new. So I'll click here, and now here we have a list of sheets. But these sheets are the standard sheets. And if I select any one from this list, even NCB size, which is by the way the size of this standard sheet as well, it will simply load the default sheet. And as you can see, the title block is different, border is different. So even when sheet 1 has a different kind of border or a different title block, sheet 2 is now different, which is not good for a standard drawing. So if you want to add several sheets in your drawing, then you may want to keep the border, title block, and all the things consistent throughout. So this is where we can create sheet, and then we can use it in as many drawings as we want. So now let's just delete this sheet 2, and let's go back to the main drawing. Now here, before we change anything, I'm just going to modify my main drawing as well. So I'll just select this view and I'll delete it. Actually, we'll just select all of these views and let's just delete it all, so that we have a completely blank template. Now in this template, I'll go to the edit sheet option. So right click and just go to edit sheet format. And here I'm going to add a proprietary information right here. So we just need to modify this even further. So we have though added, well, several things, but let's just add even more. So I'll go to sketch, and right here I'll select line. Now with that line tool selected, I'll just make a simple line. I'm simply eyeballing it, and we don't need to be very precise. And I'll just add it like so. And I'll just add another one connecting it to this. All right, done. So there we are. Now I'll go to trim entities, and I'll trim this extra part and the constraints. So from this point to this, it should be 5 unit. Done. And the height from here to here, it should be 1.6. All right, done. So we have got both of these dimensions added. Now I'll just select both of these and I'll hide it. We don't need these dimensions, so hide it. So the dimensions are still applied, but just not visible. Now I'll add the proprietary information. So I'll go to annotation, note, and here I'll add a simple text, and I'll make it all uppercase. So I'll check this one and I'll write proprietary and confidential. All right, click outside and just start note again, and I'll just add it here. Now the description of this proprietary information, and I'll just make it all uppercase again. All right, here it is. So the information contained in this drawing is the sole property of SourceCAD. Any reproduction without prior permission is prohibited. So, well, we need to fix the spelling. All right, so there we are. And now I'm just going to make it smaller so that it fits this area like so. And we can click outside and just click OK and just escape. Now I'm just going to move here. We have, well, plenty of room for fitting this thing right here. All right, now as you can see, we have still plenty of room here and we just need to, well, make it smaller. It is quite big. Now we do want to make it smaller, but unfortunately we don't have the dimensions visible. How do we bring it back? Well, that's available inside View. So go to View, Hide Show, and select Annotations. Now when you select it, well, SolidWorks will show you all these hidden annotations. In this case, I'll just click here and now it becomes visible. So double click this and you will be able to just modify it. So here I'll just select it and press Escape, double click this dimension, and I accidentally selected the note again. So I'll just make sure that I move it before double clicking, of course. And here's the dimension. Now I'll double click this and we can make it smaller. So maybe 1.2, and there we are. So now it is modified. Once again, we can right click and hide it. That's gone. All right, now I'll just move it slightly, well, like so, or maybe like here. All right, so we've got this text block added as well. So we have our title block, we have everything added. Now let's save it as a sheet. So to save this as a sheet, all you've got to do is just go to File and select Save Sheet Format. Now that option is not available for me. In your case, you will definitely find this option right here. But in some situations, for example, if you are using SolidWorks Connected, then you will find that option right here inside Publish. And then from here, select Sheet Format, which is SLD-DRT file. Select it, and now this is the default template location where you can save it. Now in this case, I'm not going to save it inside the templates because that's not where the sheets are saved. I'll save it where the sheet file is saved. So I'll click here, SolidWorks 2022, and I'll select Language, English, Sheet Format. Now this is where all the sheets, the default sheets of SolidWorks are saved. So here I'm going to save it. I'll call it SourceCAD Sheet and just click on Publish. And we are done. Now this sheet is saved. We are ready to add more sheets with the same format. So let's just right click and select Edit Sheet Format. Here we are. Well, exit out of this and we are in the drawing mode. And if I now go to this Add New Sheet and scroll down this list, you'll see that we now have SourceCAD sheet also available in the list. Select it, click Apply Changes, and if you want to give it a name, well, you can just do that here. But I'll just select Yes. And you'll get this prompt because we are already using a block here. Simply select Yes. It will simply rename the existing block. That's all. And we have Sheet 3 added with this new title block, which is exactly like the one we have in Sheet 1. So that's how you can create sheet and use it in your drawing. Now that we have a completely new sheet and a completely new title block also with the proprietary information, if you want to save it as a template, well, you can do that too. So once you have it, just go to File and just like the usual method, select Save as New. And from here, select drw.format, which is the drawing template format, and save it in your default location or wherever you want. In this case, I'll just select SourceCAD New Template. Now that's the name, and we already have SourceCAD template, so that's New Template. Click on Save, and we are done. Now if I close it and open a new file, it will show SourceCAD New Template as well, where we have the proprietary information, and of course it's using the sheet that we created, though we can use that sheet in any drawing. Even when you are using a default template, for example, something from SolidWorks. For example, if I select drawing, I'll click OK. Now it just started the normal drawing. Here also, I can scroll down this list and select my sheet, which is SourceCAD sheet. Click OK, and it's just going to load, well, our own sheet in this default template. So sheets and templates are different, and you can use a sheet in any drawing template that you want.